Now we can see some of the ethical issues of elder age. It can be a decision-making capacity, informed consent, refusal of treatment, advanced directives, and you can add the major ethical principle just we have studied, or psychosocial aspects of aging that we have studied in aspects of aging. So coming to the decision-making capacity, it implies the ability to understand the nature and consequences of different options, make a choice among those options, and communicate that choice. The capacity to make a decision about his treatment or about his staying, about his property, all those things. So the clinicians assess decision-making capacity of these persons. So required to give informed consent after making a decision. So the thing is that these decision-making capacity may fluctuate over time from transient changes in the ability to comprehend as well as communicate. Sometimes these persons' health stability may be altered. So based on that, it may fluctuate. So that is about decision making capacity. Coming to the informed consent, you know that to make a choice. So make a stable and coherent decision. And there are some factors which can affect hearing as well as visual impairments, impaired communication like written as well as verbal, so fluctuating or diminished decision making capacity. If these things are uh, having if these things are there, informed consent, to obtain an informed consent will be very difficult. So informed consent means what? We have to inform everything about the health things or the available health options, treatments, all those things to these old age persons or what are patients, and to get the signature. So in this, the physician convey the necessary information to the patient, like the nature of the illness, the proposed intervention, and the risk and benefits, as well as alternatives to the proposed interventions, and has confirmation of the patient's decision-making capacity, understanding of the information, and voluntary agreement to the intervention by a signature. So that is what informed consent. So in that there is self-determination as well as autonomy. So self-determination means the concept that every adult of sound mind has the right to decide what shall be done with his own body. So there is self-determination for the person when we are telling the treatment options to them, whether they can accept it or they can reject it. Similarly, the autonomy, the freedom. These things are the foundation of the legal and ethical doctrine of informed consent. So the patient has a legal as well as ethical right to make an informed choice, either to receive or to accept. Similarly, the confidentiality as well as disclosure. So ethical oaths as well as statutes protect the confidentiality of physician-patient communication. So even the family involvement without patient consent violates the rights of the patient's confidentiality. So if they clearly can no longer express preference, if a person is not able to decide or talk, still that time the secret should be guarded. But the decision about to have a treatment, what type of a treatment, can be discussed with the family members. But the secrets which is shared with the physician should be kept guarded. That is a confidentiality as well as disclosure in case of informed consent. So, next one is the refusal of treatment. So the right to refuse treatment, even if refusal hastens or results in their death. So we should not stick to it that if the patient is refusing the treatment, we should not force it. Even the person's life will be in danger or not. So there are some requisites for this refusal of treatment. The patient should be able to make a choice or understand and appreciate the issues which will happen if we refuse the treatment, or rationally manipulate the information, as well as to make a stable and coherent decision about his health status or treatment. So that criteria should be checked before the patient is refusing the treatment. And next one is the advanced directives. So advanced directives are written statements of a person's wishes regarding a medical care. So these are written statements. So advanced directives promotes autonomy of patients. Same, the freedom. There are two forms of advanced directive. the living will and durable power of attorney. So what do you mean by living will? Living will list the intervention and actions that should or should not be taken in specific circumstances. For example, if in case the person is having a cardiac arrest, uh, do not resuscitate action should be followed. That means there is no management should be done to save his life. Otherwise, even after the death of the person, the property should go to these persons or this institution. Living will. It can be anything. Like that is one advanced directive. Similarly, the durable power of attorney. That means surrogate decision making if patient lacks decision making capacity. That means in that will, in that power of attorney, it might be written like this. If the person is not able to take a particular decision about his health condition, a health agent or health proxy can take a proper decision which will suit to that person. So that is the durable power of attorney. And next thing is about restraints. Restraints can have bad effect as well as good effects. Most commonly bad effects. Thus, there are physical restraints as well as chemical restraints. So presumed benefit of restraint should be carefully weighed against the risk of complications and the insult it presents to patient's dignity. So sometimes the patient is not able to control his feelings and will try to escape from that particular room because of his health status, neurological deficits. So there will be benefits for the restraints. That is, we are tying the patient to somewhere in order to prevent these type of actions which can lead to harm to the patients. But while we are doing this, this can lead to so many complications, as sometimes it will lead to insult to that particular person. So that should be taken granted. Okay.